I think everybody in their life, at one point or another, will watch a TV show, whether it's a cooking show or a baking show or some reality game show or whatever, and they think to themselves, I could bake that, I could cook that, I could win Hell's Kitchen, I could win Survivor, my friend and I could win The Amazing Race. That happened to me, and in a weird way. I was watching a documentary, and at one point in the middle of the documentary, something popped into my head, and that thought was, I think that I could be a really good serial killer. That thought came into my head. Now, that thought is defeated almost immediately when it comes to the point where I've said on camera and that I'm going to be putting onto the interwebs, over onto YouTube and over onto Facebook, that I've thought about being a serial killer. But the thought is still there. I just don't act upon it. I started thinking about it a little bit longer, and I thought, man, it must probably feel really good to take the life of another human being. But if you think about it, that does make a lot of sense. That it must really feel good to kill some people. When you look at the abstract of it, they had to make laws to keep you from killing people. They had to make laws they had to put laws in the books that say, okay, no more killers. You can't kill people. You can't do that. You're going to get in trouble. You're going to go to jail. You're going to get the chair. I mean, it even winds up going biblical. It's one of the damn commandments, for God's sakes. Because back in the day, people were just killing people just willy-nilly, and not thinking a second thought of it. They just go back home, have dinner. It's like, how's Doug? Oh, Doug, I stabbed him. He just had to go. I didn't think about it. When I think about, the way that serial killers are, or when I hear about, people like John Wayne Gacy, Ed Gein, BTK, Son of Sam, Jack the Ripper, Ted Bundy, the classics, they had just a real weird way of doing their stuff. I think my serial killing would be just taking out people that just bomb in on everybody else's day. The guy that farts in the elevator after the doors close, the guy that's at a green light but he's not going anywhere because he's on his damn cell phone texting his girlfriend, the guy that signals left, turns right, and just interrupts 2 other lanes of traffic because he pulled that piece of shit move. To me, those people have got to go. Here's the thing. As morbid as I sound as that, it can't be denied. There's at least one person that you can think of that if they no longer existed, if they were gone, your life would probably be that much better. We don't say it, and we don't want to dwell on the thought, but we have to admit it as human beings. That's just how we are. That there's got to be at least one person. There's at least one person to where if they were just no longer alive, our lives would just go that much smoother. And here's another thing that I've kind of noticed, that whenever you think of that one person, you realize that they have siblings. That tells me that the parents are to blame just as much, because they had one piece of shit kid that they knew wasn't going to go anywhere. And they decided, well, let's just make a sequel and hope that maybe that's going to work better. Or that kid didn't work either, let's make another one and another, and next thing you know, you got 5 kids that just don't do crap, because the parents are forever hopeful and thinking, okay, we made a Star Trek motion picture. Somewhere down the line, our genetics have got to meet up in a way to where someday we're making a Wrath of Khan. And that's why I think that I'd be a really good serial killer, is because I'm not killing the people that are going to be missed. I'm not killing the ones that are loved by, groups of people, friends and families, like, oh, he was such a good person, he did so much for the community. No, I'm getting rid of the asshole that cut you off in traffic. I'm taking out people that aren't bringing anything to the table. That's why I think I can get the kill count up. It's because while I'm doing that, the police aren't really sure if they want to catch me or not. Because for every one person you're thinking of, and I promise you this, the police can think of 10. I can see them over by the water cooler thinking to themselves, well, why don't we just kind of wait it out and see where this goes? And then there's their captain going like, hey, have you guys figured anything out? Like, we've got 30 unsolved murders by this guy. We're really giving it our all. We're doing our best. Trying. But so that's the thought that comes up to my head every once in a while. Is that, I take out somebody. I take somebody out. Like this guy, this guy kicked a kitten across the street. This guy punched a baby in the face. This guy gets drunk and beats his wife and children whenever he gets home. And I just pretty much just Thanos snap my way on an individual basis. One by one, society starts getting better that way. I know it sounds morbid, and I know it sounds very macabre, but sometimes that's the way society's gotta go. Sometimes you just gotta get rid of those rotten eggs. Sometimes those rotten eggs don't get any fresher. These are the thoughts, by the way, that have kept me out of the really good schools. And you know what? They're justified. I don't blame them. You don't need me in a classroom influencing other kids. I don't even want to influence people on the internet. I'm just making fucking videos. What do you think? I guess this is the point where I have to say like, comment, subscribe. But even if you don't, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Whatever. It's just a video. And that's just my thoughts. Hope you liked it. Take care.